On this week's episode, Elon Musk sets new expectations for Cybercab and Optimus robot production. Tesla's rollout of unsupervised robotaxis in Austin has begun. New Model Ys are spotted with updated AI hardware, and SpaceX lines up an ambitious target for Starship V3's first launch. Elon Musk shared several important updates this week about Tesla's Cybercab. Among them is a straightforward confirmation. Production is still scheduled to begin in April this year. But just as important as the start date was Musk's guidance on how that production will unfold. In a post on X, Musk explained that early manufacturing for both the Cybercab and Optimus will be deliberate, largely because of how fundamentally new both products are. Musk wrote, "Initial production is always very slow and follows an S-curve. The speed of production ramp is inversely proportionate to how many new parts and steps there are. For Cybercab and Optimus, almost everything is new, so the early production rate will be agonizingly slow, but eventually end up being insanely fast." That framing matters. It sets realistic expectations and places the Cybercab and Optimus in a very different category from Tesla's previous vehicle updates. These are not refreshes or evolutions of existing platforms, they are entirely new manufacturing programs. Tesla has experienced this exact dynamic before. The clearest historical example is the Model 3. It was Tesla's first true mass-market vehicle, and it introduced several major production shifts at once. New battery architectures, ambitious automation strategies, and volumes far beyond anything Tesla had attempted with the original Roadster, the Model S, or the Model X. The result of these major manufacturing shifts was what Elon Musk famously described as production hell. During the Model 3 ramp, Tesla encountered serious bottlenecks, particularly around over-automation. The company initially aimed for a fully automated alien dreadnought factory, but reality forced a course correction. Tesla later moved toward a more balanced manufacturing approach, combining automation where it added value with human flexibility where machines struggled. To increase output quickly, Tesla also set up an additional production line inside a sprung structure outside the Fremont factory. At the time, the Model 3's so-called tent line was widely criticized as a sign of desperation. But in practice, it worked. More importantly, it permanently reshaped Tesla's manufacturing philosophy. That improvised Model 3 tent line became the conceptual blueprint for Tesla's next-generation factories. If you look at Gigafactory Shanghai, Berlin, or Texas today, they resemble scaled-up, refined versions of the original tent concept. They feature simplified layouts, rapid deployment, and flexible scaling. Those lessons carried directly into the Model Y, because the Model Y was built on the Model 3 platform and shared a significant portion of its components and production processes. Its manufacturing ramp was dramatically smoother. Tesla began delivering Model Y vehicles in spring 2020, despite Elon originally estimating that the vehicle would enter production around fall 2020. It remains one of the few major Tesla products to reach customers well ahead of schedule. That contrast illustrates exactly what Musk described with the Cybercab and Optimus. When a product is entirely new, early production is slow and difficult. When it is built on a mature platform, production can scale rapidly. The Cybercab and Optimus clearly fall into the first category. The Cybercab is Tesla's first vehicle designed from the ground up for full autonomy. It has no steering wheel or pedals and is built using Tesla's unboxed manufacturing process. Optimus, meanwhile, is Tesla's first humanoid robot, requiring precision manufacturing across mechanical, electrical, and software systems that Tesla has never attempted before. When you zoom out and look at human progress, it's kind of wild how much of our modern world comes down to a few core breakthroughs. Energy, materials, computation, communication. Strip everything else away and civilization is basically a stack of solved problems built on top of each other. And that's why this really caught my attention. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization by Hungry Minds, and it's essentially a beautifully designed guide to how civilization was built in the first place. Not just a history book, but a visual encyclopedia of humanity's most important inventions and ideas, from engineering and science to design and systems thinking. What surprised me the most is how premium it feels. Thick, matte pages, detailed illustrations that mix technical drawings with old-world art, and spreads that actually make you stop and think. It's the kind of book you leave on your desk or coffee table and keep coming back to. There's even a hidden quest woven into the book which adds this extra layer of curiosity as you read. This might sound a little random, but I'm a huge sushi fan, so I love that they even have a full section breaking down the details of sushi, which I genuinely appreciate because if society ever collapses and we have to start over, I'm really hoping sushi is one of the first things we relearn. Now, if you're someone who likes thinking about how things work, how we got here, or where we're headed next, this is a great one. It also makes a genuinely perfect gift for anyone with a curious mind. You can check it out using the link in the description and pick up your copy of the book from Hungry Minds. For the Cybercab especially, signs of preparation are already appearing on the factory floor. Tesla recently posted a job opening for a body fit technician dedicated specifically to Cybercab end-of-line assembly at Giga Texas. The position is based in Giga Texas, where Tesla is building out the Cybercab's initial production line. Hiring for end-of-line roles is a meaningful signal. These positions typically come into play when a program transitions from prototype builds into early production. At this point, consistency, repeatability, and quality control become a very important focus. Taken together, Musk's Cybercab production guidance, his confirmation of an April start date, and targeted hiring all point to the same conclusion. The Cybercab is entering its initial manufacturing phase, and it is following a path Tesla has navigated before. Tesla also crossed a milestone this week that it had been working towards for several years now. The company has begun offering unsupervised robotaxi rides to the public in Austin, Texas. As of January 22nd, riders requesting a robotaxi within Tesla's Austin geofence now have a chance of being picked up by a Model Y with no one inside the vehicle, no driver, no passenger seat safety monitor, no human on board. Until now, Tesla's robotaxi testing program included human safety monitors inside the vehicle. While they did not directly control the car, they could stop it or pull it over using a dedicated interface if necessary. That layer is now being selectively removed. Tesla's Vice President of Artificial Intelligence, Ashok Goswami, confirmed the change by responding to early footage of the first public unsupervised rides on X. He explained that Tesla is operating a mixed fleet, where most robotaxis still include safety monitors, while a smaller number operate fully unsupervised. When a rider requests a robotaxi in Austin, they may be matched with either type. If assigned an unsupervised unit, they can sit in the front seat for the first time. Oversight has not disappeared entirely, however. Community observations show that unsupervised robotaxis are still being followed by other Tesla vehicles. These trailing vehicles appear to provide a transitional safety net, allowing Tesla to intervene if necessary. Another detail that has quickly drawn attention is that these robotaxis are not entirely stock models, who completed the first coast-to-coast autonomous FSD supervised trip with zero interventions in the US, pointed out new hardware features appearing on robotaxi vehicles in Austin. Specifically, they are equipped with automated camera cleaning systems not found in consumer vehicles. Active camera sprayers are now installed not only on the Model Y robotaxi's rear camera, but also on the side repeater cameras. On Cybercab prototypes, washers have also been spotted on the B-pillar cameras. This change addresses one of the most practical challenges of fully autonomous robotaxis. As long as a human is present in the vehicle, a blocked camera is manageable. The operator could easily wipe the lens or take over driving if necessary. In an unsupervised robotaxi, that option does not exist. If a splash of mud or salty road spray blinds a camera, there is no human to intervene. Without active camera cleaners, a vision-only robotaxi could be rendered inoperable by something as simple as a dirty lens. By adding automated camera cleaning, Tesla is eliminating a simple but potentially disabling weakness in a vision-only autonomy system. It is a small hardware change with outsized importance, one that becomes necessary only once humans are fully removed from the loop. It remains to be seen whether the upgraded camera cleaning system found in the Austin robotaxis and Cybercab prototypes will be rolled out to consumer vehicles as well. As Tesla pushes autonomy forward, changes are also appearing in vehicles that customers are taking delivery of today. Over the past few weeks, Tesla owners have begun reporting signs of a revised autonomy computer, Hardware 4.5, in newly delivered Model Y vehicles. The first report came from Tesla owner Eric Sun, who took delivery of a Fremont-built 2026 Model Y all-wheel drive premium. According to the owner, his vehicle features a new front camera housing, a 16-inch center display, and an autopilot computer labeled Autopilot Hardware 4.5. Additional owners reported similar observations. One Model Y performance owner noted that their December build included the same AP45 hardware, while the owner of an Austin-built Model Y performance also reported spotting the same component in his vehicle. Taken together, these sightings suggest that Tesla may already be installing revised FSD computers in at least some new Model Y batches, even though the company has not made any formal announcements about hardware 4.5. Clues about this hardware revision have existed for some time. Tesla's electronic parts catalog previously listed a component labeled hardware 4.5. Longtime Tesla hacker Green the Only has also observed that Tesla software has contained references to a possible 3-system-on-chip or SoC architecture for some time. Previous generations of Tesla's autonomy hardware, such as Hardware 3 and AI4, used dual SoC designs for redundancy. So a 3 SoC layout could improve inference throughput and fault tolerance, and it could potentially serve as an interim step ahead of Tesla's next generation AI5 hardware. At the same time, Tesla has made another notable change to how autonomy features are packaged for new buyers. Tesla has officially discontinued basic autopilot as a standard feature. New vehicle purchases now come standard with traffic-aware cruise control, which maintains speed and following distance but does not include automated steering. Finally, SpaceX is preparing for another major step with its Starship program. Elon Musk recently announced that SpaceX's next Starship launch, Flight 12, is expected in about 6 weeks. That timing would place the mission as early as March and mark the debut of Starship version 3. Flight 12 is expected to feature new Raptor V3 engines, which represent a significant redesign. Raptor V3 is expected to deliver nearly twice the thrust of the original Raptor 1, while being lighter, cheaper to produce, and optimized for large-scale manufacturing. These changes are not just about performance, they are ultimately about making Starship economically viable as a fully reusable launch system. The upcoming launch fits into SpaceX's aggressive development cadence for Starship. Back in late November, the company stated on X that Starship's 12th flight test was still targeted for the first quarter of 2026, even after encountering a setback due to a structural anomaly on an early V3 booster during ground testing. Starship's 12th flight test remains targeted for the first quarter of 2026, SpaceX wrote at the time. Elon's latest updates suggest that SpaceX is determined to meet that window.